following program is being brought to you on the Voice America Women's Channel. For more information about our network and to check out additional show hosts and topics of interest, please visit voiceamericawomen.com. The Voice America Talk Radio Network is the worldwide leader in live Internet talk radio. Visit voiceamerica.com. The views and ideas expressed on the following program are strictly those of the host or guests and do not necessarily reflect the views and ideas held by the Voice America Talk Radio Network, its staff, and management.
Welcome to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with Rebecca Hall Gruyter. In our program each week, we provide the tools, ideas, and encouragement to help you move ahead on your journey, becoming a more powerful and impactful woman in your own life. Now here's your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter.
Welcome to the show, everyone. I hope that you're having an absolutely amazing day. We're excited to connect with you as we talk about springing forward. I love this time of year and the energy as we're launching. We've made it through January and now we're in February and really getting moving on our goals, personal and business. And today we're going to focus on the business side, how to really spring forward in our businesses. And very excited to have experts today to support us on that journey, that we're going to tap into their wisdom and knowledge and expertise to really have practical and profound ways that we can proactively move forward, that we can purposely move our businesses forward in a way that serves powerfully. So I hope you're excited about the conversation. I am, and I'm looking forward to all that we're going to learn and digest and be able to lean into today. And many of you are aware that we're actually launching our television network, our HGTV network, in March. So March 1st, be watching for that. Stay tuned. Very excited about the programming that is coming forward as we're seeking to bring transformational, positive messages to the world. And you'll be able to find that at our HGTV network. And as we are going forward, and our television hosts and our radio hosts and our TV channel owners, everybody's leaning in and stepping forward, we're developing campaigns. And there's a lot of strategy that goes into a campaign. It's one of these things where we can't just keep waiting to be discovered, keep waiting for someone to know about our amazing content. We have to lead the charge and have a strategy around that. And so we're building different veins of campaigns, from social media campaigns to being featured in magazines to live interviews to speaking, to have a multi-pronged approach to bringing our messages forward, to bringing that network to life. And what's been wonderful in doing that is it gives us direction. We can see if we do these things, we create this awareness, then people are able to lean in. And I find as I'm out there and I'm talking with different business experts and coaches and mentors and leaders, I find some are willing to build a strategy, to commit to that, to be willing to step forward, to build certain things into how they're being into the world, so that they're leading that conversation. They're letting people know in a proactive way, this is how I can support you. This is what I bring to the world. And then I find there are others that fall into this place of, I have amazing content. Why aren't people watching? Why aren't people engaging? Why aren't people hiring me as a speaker? Why aren't people utilizing all that I have to offer the world? And where I have found the disconnect is we have to be willing to lead that. We have to stop waiting to be discovered and hope people find us. There's so much information out there in the world. There's so much great talent that if we don't shine brightly enough that they can see us, they're not able to lean in to all that we have to offer. So I encourage you, as we go through our conversation today and we dig into these amazing experts, I invite you to really look at what are you doing proactively, on purpose, not just reactively. Proactively in your business, and this actually applies in your personal life too. What steps are you lining up and taking and doing to bring your business forward, to move forward on the goals and intentions that you are setting, that you're wanting to achieve, because you get to be an integral part of that. And I encourage you to think about what we're sharing today, to really receive it in on a cellular level and start to write down some things that you're going to implement. You're going to actually start to take action on. That's how this show can serve you really powerfully today. Because I believe you're absolutely needed in the world right now, just as you are, your gifts, your talents, and your abilities. And let's lean in together and let people know and take the actions and the steps to grow our business, to reach the people that we're called to reach, so that we can do the things that we're called to do in our life and in this world, because you are so needed. I hope you hear that. I hope you feel that from my heart to yours. Let's take a moment and just breathe that in collectively. Wonderful. Those of you who are driving, please stay safe. Keep both hands on the wheel, eyes open and alert. No texting and driving. Those of you who are able to, though, I want you to sit back in your chair, really feel it supporting you. Put both feet on the floor. Put one hand on your heart, one hand on your head, bringing all of you in. And I invite you to breathe in deeply through your nose, filling your belly a little bit more. Stretch that belly and breathe out through your mouth like through a straw. Keep breathing. And as you breathe in this way, close your eyes. You're absolutely safe. You have your hand on your heart, your hand on your head, bringing all of you in. Mind, body, soul, and spirit. And as you're breathing, you're lowering your cortisol levels. You're becoming very present so you can get the most out of our time together today. And here's what I want you to think about as we are breathing together and pausing and listening, preparing ourselves to receive. What is it that you need today that would encourage you, empower you, support you on your journey so that you can spring forward in a way that is meaningful and powerful for you? What is it that you need today? Receive that information. Sometimes it's a picture or memory or a sound or a way of being. We can get very good and busy at doing and forget to sometimes be in our lives, in our businesses, in our experiences. So keep breathing. Receive that information, whatever it is that you need, that you are willing to receive to support you on your journey. That presented before you, we will lean in and receive that support. When you have that information, come back into the room, open up your eyes, fully present, and I invite you to actually write down whatever it is that was placed on your heart that you need, that will encourage you, that will empower you, that will equip you, that you are willing, because there's a choice there, willing to lean into. And the reason I invite you to write it down is so you keep it top of mind. You can see it. It's not just circling around inside of you, but you actually can touch it and see it and be on the active lookout for what it is that you need today. And as you join us through the show, as you go back out into the world, carry that card with you so that you're actively looking for what it is that you need, that you're willing to receive. When we know what we're looking for, when we lean into it, when we become proactive, it's amazing what you'll bring in to your life. Because if we forget, we can sometimes miss those things that are right in front of us. So I encourage you to be on the lookout. I'm going to go through our virtual room here as we tap into our experts and what was laid upon their heart. And I've asked them just to share about 30 seconds, anything as we went within and listened that was laid upon their heart. Elizabeth, did you have something laid upon your heart to share with us today?
Oh, that was wonderful. Yes, indeed. And really what I heard over and over was be true to yourself. As the Shakespeare said in Hamlet, to this above all, to thine own self be true, thou cannot then be false to any man or woman. And I just being reminded to speak from the heart, to know your why and your truth. And it was a great reminder, Rebecca. Thank you.
Thank you. I love that, being true to yourself. Really honoring that and what's on your heart. Really powerful, beautiful reminder. Thank you, Elizabeth. Love it. Love it. And Debbie, how about you? Did you have something laid upon your heart to share?
Oh, for sure, Rebecca. And I love what you shared about who you're being, and that relates to something that Elizabeth shared. And my journey has been, over the years, to just keep sinking into my heart and coming from that feminine place to connect with people, on a deeper level. And that totally affects the energy of how I'm showing up and who I'm being in the world. So getting out of the head, going into the heart. And what came to me during this meditation that you just did was just getting still, tapping into my inner guides, my inner voice, my inner self, for the wisdom of the next steps for me to take in my business and in my life.
Love it. Thank you for sharing. I have found that transformational in my life and business too, that I'm able to be more and become more when I'm able to pause and listen instead of just rushing off and doing all these things in my head or on my list, but really being able to be fully present, pause, and be purposeful from my heart with that next step. There's such great wisdom within our hearts when we can tap into that. So Debbie, thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you. That was beautiful.
And listeners, we are getting ready to go to our first, I like to call them 2-minute moments. These are commercial breaks, but they're actually secretly disguised. These are 2-minute moments for you, woven throughout the show. I invite you, instead of rushing off, trying to get things crossed off the list, use these 2 minutes each time they're given to you throughout the show to listen, to receive, to pause, to process on a cellular level. That will equip and empower you as you go back out into the world. Instead of adding things to your to-do list, you're processing them real time. So I invite you during this first 2-minute moment, stay in this place of listening and receiving, seeing what's placed on your heart, and we'll look forward to talking to you in just a moment.
TV show at justjantvshow.com. Visionary women's leader Jan Jorgensen is inspiring, practical, and visionary. Jan brings us everyday transformational emerging leaders, courageously changing the world by speaking and living their truth. Sit around the table with us for profound feminine wisdom, insights, and connection. Be sure to join us at justjantvshow.com. New episodes are every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Pacific Time at justjantvshow.com.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at speakertalentsearch.com. That's speakertalentsearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Become our friend on Facebook. Post your thoughts about our shows and network on our timeline. Visit facebook.com/Voice America.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-613-1612. That's 1-866-613-1612. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoy those 2 minutes just for you to really dig into what's being placed on your heart and what you are purposely leaning into, looking for, and bringing forward in your life. To support you, we have expert interviews today, and we're going to talk with the amazing Debbie Hoffman. But let me share a little bit of her background. You heard some of her heart in our opening segment, but I want you to know some of her formal background as well. She actually comes from the financial industry, had over 20 years experience as a managing director for Wall Street firms. And in that time, she learned the extraordinary power of follow-up and building relationships, how that ended up growing sales of over $25 billion. So she's walking her talk. She knows from experience how powerful having extraordinary follow-up strategies and skills can make a difference. She is now what we call an authority, leading authority and follow-up expert and founder of Power Up Your Follow-Up. She is also an author of a forthcoming book, so soon to be released later this year. And she is absolutely passionate about helping you power up your follow-up. Please lean in and warmly welcome the amazing Debbie Hoffman to the show. Welcome.
Oh, it's great to be here, Rebecca. Thank you for that wonderful introduction.
You're welcome. I hope you heard and felt the energy raising as we lift up and receive you joining us today.
I'm flying high.
Love it. Love it. Well, before we get into our deeper conversation here, I know you have some great content prepared for us today to support all of our listeners. I would love to have you share a little bit of your why. Why are you personally so passionate about follow-up and helping people in this way?
Well, it's a really long story, and I'm going to give you the Reader's Digest version of it. But basically, we suffered some very severe financial losses, and I actually tapped back into my follow-up skills to rebuild my business and rebuild my life. And my deep, deep why, Rebecca, is making sure people hold on to their dreams and never give up. And I happen to be gifted with building relationships, creating value, and follow-up. So that's the way I'm helping people to hold on to their dreams. it just happens to be something that I'm good at and people have shared with me that I'm good at. But really why I'm doing this is I don't want anyone to ever give up on their dreams, because I came really close, and I know how hard it is when you suffer a major loss in your life, a financial loss. And I'm just so grateful that I held on and kept dreaming and had my vision and kept going. And I want to make sure that I help as many people as I can to do the same thing.
Thank you for sharing that. I love that, and I can feel your heart and your passion. And I just want to underline, listeners, never give up on your dreams. Be willing to hold fast to that and lean in and find a way. And I love that you have found a way to play to your strengths and really empower others to bring their dreams forward by powering up their follow-up. So thank you for the work that you do.
Well, thank you.
So now we've been talking about follow-up, and I've been talking about strategies and taking steps. So can you share with us what is the key to being organized? Because I assume that is important with any system. So organized in our follow-up system so we can spring forward. What advice can you share with us around that, or wisdom?
Well, it's a two-prong answer, and it's really about having a system in place. And when I say system, I actually mean two different things. The first is having the technology in place to keep track of all the people you're following up with. And in this technological age, Rebecca, I am shocked that most people are still using spreadsheets and pieces of paper and notebooks and their memory to call people and follow up with them. So that's one thing. Having a customer relationship management system in place is key, a CRM. And then the other thing, too, is to know what to do with it, to have that follow-up system in place. And that's where I come in and help my clients to know what to do and what to say at every step of the way. So when they're reminded by their CRM of the next step in the follow-up process, they're prepared with what they're going to email, what they're going to say if it goes into voicemail, what they're going to say when they actually reach people. So that is the best way to be organized, is have the CRM in place and then have a step-by-step plan so that you know what to do with it.
I love that. So it sounds like, for those that aren't familiar with these systems, it prompts you, and with your support, they're actually equipped each step what to do with each of those prompts and how to use them.
Exactly.
And does it also document and contain all the information in one place so that they have records and they know exactly where the relationship is and what has been talked about? Is that part of it as well?
Exactly, yes. Thank you for bringing that up. The CRM keeps all the detailed information, including notes that you've taken on the person who you've met, your prospective client, and then you want to refer to those notes before you call the person and speak them out, that I remember when we met, you had mentioned XYZ. People are so touched and impressed when you remember things about them. So the CRM keeps everything. You can create groups, so wherever you met them at a specific event. So when I go to one of your events, Rebecca, I have a new group created, and all the people I met go in there so I can find them easily. And then reminders, like you mentioned, come from the system with an email, a text, or a pop-up to keep you on track so that no one falls through the cracks.
Thank you for sharing that. And something that always struck me about you, and now I know some of what was going on behind the scenes with your systems, is that I always felt seen and connected. I always felt like you remembered me uniquely. You remembered I like this or that or something in the conversation, and it really had me feel heard and connected. And so I think it's beautiful how you've structured this and you're able to build relationships in that, and the system can actually support us in doing that.
And what you said about being heard is so key, because when we really listen to people, like you were talking about earlier, being present, people really feel heard, and it creates an instant connection and trust and rapport, and they want to help us. They want to go out of their way to do whatever they can to support us, because we've taken the time to listen to them instead of trying to sell them our stuff.
Exactly. And no one likes to be sold stuff.
No.
Now, is there a key follow-up principle? Because I know you have such a vast wealth of information and content and things that you can share with us, but is there like a key follow-up principle? If we could just apply this to our life, this would make a big difference. What would that be?
Well, it's a perfect segue into what we were just talking about, and it's make it about them. So, for instance, if you go to networking events, instead of talking to people and throwing up on them with all about what you do, find out about them. See how you can support them. Be a servant leader, and then it all comes back to you. And the biggest mistake that I see people make at networking events, because I'm always looking, I have radar out all the time. People are just talking, and selling. And a lot of folks don't even want to go to networking events because they feel they're being sold to. But if you come from the heart and wanting to make a difference and see how you can support them, it creates that beautiful relationship and trust. And like I mentioned a minute or two ago, they're going to want to find out about you and see what they can do to help you with your business because you've gone out of your way to be in service to them first, and you've shown that you've cared. So that is one of the biggest underlying philosophies, principles in my coaching. And people love it because then they can show up at an event free to have fun and build connections, build relationships, and not worry about getting clients. Of course, we want to meet people and find potential clients, but that comes later.
Yes. We sometimes get that cart before the horse, and we need to have a relationship first. Beautiful. Now, I know you have also put together an amazing gift for us. Do you mind sharing a little bit about that? And listeners, I will let you know at the end of the show how to access her beautiful gift.
Well, excuse me. I have a wonderful free guide called 4 Top Secrets to Convert More Sales Fast Without Being Salesy. Excuse me. And in this guide, you're going to learn some action steps that you can take right away to grow your business. So I talk about the making it about them philosophy. I talk about the systems of how to be more organized. I talk about how to be a really good listener and the power of growing your business through referrals. So it's full of incredible tips that you can implement right away. They're actually action steps to convert more prospects into clients.
I love it. Thank you so much for making this generous gift available. Here's a way for you, real-time listeners, to lean into secrets. I love secrets that will help shift your business and move it forward and really empower you in your follow-up conversations and building it and getting more referrals. So I really encourage you to put that on your list. We will let you know how to access her amazing gift towards the end of the show. But this is something, Debbie, I want to thank you for that's going to really equip and empower our listeners today. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
And listeners, we are getting ready for our next 2-minute moment. So here's a perfect opportunity for you to lean into all the amazing content that Debbie has shared with you and even think about that next conversation, that next networking event. How can you make it all about the person you're talking to? And then do the follow-up in that way. I think it's really a powerful perspective. We'll look forward to continuing our conversation with our next amazing expert. So lean into these 2 minutes, and we'll talk to you in just a moment.
This is the Voice America Women's Channel, where your success is limitless.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Relationship issues? Anxious? Parenting challenges? No more. Learn to live your best life. Tune into Straight Talk with top therapist, relationship, and anxiety expert Sandra Reish. Learn to transform your challenges into effective solutions. Whether it's relationships, parenting, anxiety, or other traps, Sandra will show you how you can live the life of your dreams. Listen live every Thursday afternoon at 6 p.m. Eastern Time and 3 p.m. Pacific Time on the Voice America Health and Wellness Channel. Do you find yourself working tirelessly to keep your business going? Are you finding out that you don't have time for family, friends, any kind of personal life whatsoever? It's time to stop feeling trapped by your business. Tune in to Reclaim Your Freedom with host Shirley Dalton. You'll hear from guests that will help you work on your business instead of constantly in your business and get your life back while the business keeps running and humming. Reclaim Your Freedom airs live every Tuesday at 1 p.m. U.S. Pacific Time on Voice America Business.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation. Follow us on Twitter at VoiceAmericaTRN. Get the lowdown on guests, new shows, and your favorites. That's VoiceAmericaTRN.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-613-1612. That's 1-866-613-1612. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes and you really thought about how can I, the next networking conversation, be supporting the person I'm talking to and listening and making that connection. I actually love networking in that way, and I find it exciting, and I learn so much about incredible people, and opportunities open up that I wouldn't have imagined when I lead in that way. So I encourage you to start thinking about it that way and making it something really powerful in your life when you're connecting with people and doing follow-up from that place. Well, I mentioned we have another amazing expert. You got to meet her briefly from the heart in our opening segment. And I wanted to share a little bit about Elizabeth so you know some of her background as well as her heart as we tap into her wisdom and expertise to support you springing forward powerfully in 2017 and beyond. So Elizabeth is a speaker, an international best-selling author, presentation skills trainer, and I would add expert. She's known as the Star Maker, and I just love the feel of that, the Star Maker for speakers. And she's tapping into her 30 plus years of experience as an international opera director to help presenters shine, which you know, listeners, I love. The more we can help people shine, the better. So Elizabeth is passionate about helping presenters shine, all capital letters, on any stage. Please lean in and warmly welcome the amazing Elizabeth Bachman to the show. Welcome.
Thank you, Rebecca. I'm so happy to be on the show. Thanks.
Excited to have you. Absolutely, absolutely. I know we've been enjoying connecting a little bit behind the scenes. So listeners, now you get to hear Elizabeth's heart and all that she is creating and doing and helping stars step forward and shine. I absolutely love it. And making speakers and presenters step into their star power, which is just a huge gift to the world. Now, Elizabeth, before we get into the amazing content I know that you've prepared for us, do you mind sharing why this work of helping presenters and speakers step into their star power to really shine on stage? Why is that, any stage, I love that too. Why is that personally so important to you?
Well, thanks, Rebecca. The thing is that I've been dedicated to the art of great communication since I was 5 years old, and walked on stage, and my mom said I was the best darn bunny rabbit she'd ever seen, and I was hooked, and the art of communication and reaching people is so wonderful. The part that I really love is what I do is help people become greater than they ever dreamed they could be by stepping out into their power and claiming their space, claiming their voice. Presentation skills, teaching presentation skills is the how I do it, but the why is so that people can really claim their voice and claim their place in the world by talking about what they care about.
I love that. Claim their voice and their place in the world. Such power and energy as you're sharing that. So I just want to underline that, listeners. I hope you heard that and received that. And it's a great check-in. Are we, listeners, are we fully claiming our voice and our place? Or is that the area we perhaps could be stretching more in, standing more powerfully? Really beautiful, Elizabeth. Thank you.
You could think of it as claiming your star power. As the star maker for speakers, I know that each of my clients is a star in his or her own right, and it's just a matter of showing the world what a star you are. And that's the most fun for me. That's the most exciting part.
I love that. And when you say star, it's interesting. The energy I feel as you're saying that actually makes me want to raise my hands up. Like star power, the way you say it, the energy I do every time you say it. Oh, love it, love it, love it. My hands are up, listeners. You're welcome to join me. Claiming your star power and lifting the energy up. So beautiful. Now, one of the areas that I know you really do a lot of work and supporting a lot of people is in public speaking. Can you share with us how public speaking can actually move our business forward? How does that connect and work?
Well, there are so many ways that speaking in public can do that. And it could be speaking to an audience of 20 or 50 or 500, or it could be speaking to an audience of just one. You still want to use a lot of the same techniques. And a big part of it is this really, but if you speak to a group, you are leveraging your time. So you're not having to do enrollment conversations one by one. You're speaking to a whole group. And people will understand you and get you and decide if they want to work with you on so many different levels when they see you in person rather than a website or a brochure. Or even a teleseminar. There's an art to presenting well on teleseminars, too.
Exactly. And I love that. I find public speaking is, from a business model perspective, efficient because it's many on a one, and they can make a decision if they resonate with you and want to move forward. And then those that do, you can have those deeper conversations with. But I love it, too, because there's an impact we can have when we're willing to share our truth and our wisdom and pour that into others. It helps them grow and we grow. It's such a beautiful way to be in the world. But from a very practical business perspective, you're absolutely right. I mean, it helps them go through lots of steps at once.
Yeah. Well, and one of the things is that the more you speak, the more you're going to be perceived as an expert. And the more you're perceived as an expert, the more you're going to be asked to speak. So it behooves you to know what you're going to say and say it in the most powerful and effective way. And the thing that breaks my heart is I see so many speakers out there who are speaking about something they're passionate about, but they're not getting the results they want because they haven't learned how to shape their speech so that they can move the room to take action. And it breaks my heart is all that effort and no results. So what I really do is I help people get results and to speak and really move the people to action in a way so that you get paid for your expertise, because we should be paid for our expertise.
Yes. Yes. And that's critical. If we're going to keep being messengers, we're going to keep bringing our gifts and talents to the world. Absolutely. It is a business, and there does need to be a way to be paid so that we can keep doing the amazing work that we're called to do. So really, really beautiful. Now, I know that you have put together an amazing gift for us today. Do you mind sharing a little bit about that so our listeners can feel in and lean into what you're making available?
Well, my gift to my fellow speakers is a series of short, useful emails that's called the Star Maker Secrets for Speakers. And these are tips and techniques that I've collected in my over 30 years of being a presenter myself and training presenters. And they come in about once a week. They're short, they're easy, and that way you can just absorb each little technique and add it to your toolbox one at a time.
I love that. Thank you for making that available. And listeners, I wanted to hear what's being presented to you today, an opportunity to tap into, if I add up all the years of experience, and I haven't shared how many years I have too in this, but lots of years of experience, we're looking at 50, 60 plus years of experience that are being brought to you, and wisdom that is being made available to you. And so these tips, these secrets, these Star Maker secrets that Elizabeth is leaning in and making available are so valuable. The secrets that Debbie is making available are so valuable. So I want to encourage you to lean into these gifts. Let them support you on your journey. And actually, here's where you can find them. You go to Radio Gifts, and that's plural.net. Again, that's Radio Gifts with an S.net. It's multiple gifts and a net full of them. So radiogifts.net. You will enter in your name and email address so we can stay in touch, and then you will see the gifts for both Debbie and Elizabeth under today's date, which is February 7th. So I wanted to give you an opportunity during this next 2-minute moment to lean into their beautiful gifts, to say yes, let them support you on your journey. But when you come back, I want to make sure you do. We have some exciting tips and a special game that we're going to play. So make sure to take these 2 minutes, really process what Elizabeth has shared, the wisdom that she shared with us, and lean into those gifts. Let them support you. We'll look forward to talking to you in just a moment.
The Voice America Women's Channel.
Tune in to the Just Jan TV show at justjantvshow.com. Visionary women's leader Jan Jorgensen is inspiring, practical, and visionary. Jan brings us everyday transformational emerging leaders, courageously changing the world by speaking and living their truth. Sit around the table with us for profound feminine wisdom, insights, and connection. Be sure to join us at justjantvshow.com. New episodes are every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Pacific Time at justjantvshow.com.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at speakertalentsearch.com. That's speakertalentsearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
The Voice America Women's Channel.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-613-1612. That's 1-866-613-1612. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you took that opportunity to lean in and say yes to those gifts. We're excited to bring them to you. And the reason we make these gifts available is we want to encourage, equip, and empower you on the journey. I want you to be able to have the same access to the experts that I do, to let them pour into you in a powerful and transformational way. That's why we've created this free library of resources to support you on your journey. So I encourage you to lean into radiogifts.net and say yes to as many of those gifts as will be supportive to you. And then I wanted to extend a gift as well. You'll find this on that page. But for those of you who are looking to have a strategy around visibility, to develop a way to really be seen that makes sense for you in a multi-pronged approach, I would love to talk with you. So you'll see on that gift page, or you can go directly to a link to set up a time to talk. It's meetwithrebecca.com. Meet like having a meeting with Rebecca.com, or you'll also find a button you can click on the Radio Gifts page. But I'd love to support you in that and bring you and all that you do to the world to a global market. So please lean in if that's something that will be supportive to you. These are gifts that we have to equip and empower you today. Now, our experts have so much to share. They've each leaned into the opportunity to share another piece of advice or a tip to support you on their journey. So they had one more thing on their heart that they wanted to make sure they shared with you today. So, Debbie, do you mind sharing what was laid on your heart, the additional piece that you wanted to share with us?
Yes, and it's actually probably the most powerful tip of the day, and it's probably the biggest mistake that entrepreneurs are making, and they're leaving so much money and clients on the table, and that's asking your clients consistently for referrals. And whenever I speak, I ask people, raise your hand if you consistently ask your clients for referrals, and no one's hand ever goes up. So just really want to encourage all of you to do that consistently, and you need to know how to do that in the right way and at the right timing. And I can certainly support you with that.
I love that. And you're so true. How many of us have asked recently if there's someone they can recommend us to, or a referral or a connection that we can make? So wonderful practice to start building into what we do. And I think, Debbie, you also had something an additional piece of your gift that we didn't get a chance to share about. So I wanted to make sure you had a moment to share that additional piece.
Thank you so much. When you request a free guide, you'll also get a weekly follow-up tip, and I call it Follow-Up Friday. And it's a very short 1 to 2 minute video, and it will keep follow-up top of mind for you and give you something that you can implement that week to grow your business.
Love it. Follow-Up Friday. Beautiful. Thank you. Elizabeth, what is on your heart? What's another tip or piece of advice that you can share with us today? We'd love to hear it.
Well, the other thing is to remember that only 7% of what people perceive about you comes from your words. And the other 93% is who you are and how you present it. So I always urge people to make sure that they have someone who's helping them on their performance, which is what I've spent the last 30 years doing. But when you get someone to help you on how you deliver your message, because after all, sales is like sex. Nothing happens until somebody gets excited.
Very good point. Thank you, Elizabeth, for that share. And remembering that only 7% is the words, because we can start to spend 100% of our energy on that and forget about the whole package. So,
yes,
really,
absolutely. I've seen people sabotage themselves over and over again, and they could have gotten help.
Yes. Thank you. Beautiful, beautiful reminder. Now, I promised we'd be playing a quick game. So, guests, we're going to be playing a quick game. It's called Speed Round. And I am going to share a word. And then I just want you to share whatever the first word or thought is that pops into your mind. And I just love this because it brings connection and energy. Listeners, play along and see what word comes into your mind, too. And let's see if there's a connection. So, Debbie, when I say connection, what pops into your mind?
Heart. Connecting from the heart.
Love it. Love it. Elizabeth, when I say presentation, what comes into your mind or heart?
Openness and heart.
Openness and heart. Oh, I love all the heart connections that we're having. So, Debbie, when I say follow-up, what comes into your mind?
Building relationships and creating value for people.
I love it. Elizabeth, star.
When I say claiming your space in the world and on stage.
I love it. I love it. Okay. So now we're going to actually have both of you answer and just see what comes together collectively as we're responding. So when I say spring forward.
Excitement.
Yeah. Uplifting.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful. And we can't repeat what the other person says. Growing your business.
With ease and grace.
Mm-hmm.
Excitement and power.
Oh, love it, love it, love it. And Debbie, when I say heart connection, what comes forward?
Feminine leadership.
Okay. And Elizabeth, when I say stepping into leadership, what comes forward?
Truth. Speaking the truth. Speaking your truth.
I love that. And I was thinking as you're sharing authentically, what I wanted to add into that. So love that. So listeners, I hope that you took a moment to see what was speaking into your heart. And I love this moment of changing the energy a little bit and really processing some of the key things that we talked about today and see what new connections when that word is said or shared that are formed for you as a listener and where you felt that echo and that resonance with what has been shared today. I want to thank all of you for leaning in today, for saying yes to you, to being committed and willing to take steps to spring forward in business, to letting experts pour into you. And as you go back out into the world, I want to encourage you to lean into those resources that are richly and generously being made available to you. I encourage you to really take steps, process what's been shared today, and start to apply some of those things in your life, step by step, day by day. It will make a powerful difference in your business, in your life, and in the impact that you can have around the world. Because the way we do that, the way we have a global impact, is remembering to share the gift of who each of you are with the world. Heart by heart, life by life, conversation by conversation, being willing to share the gift of who you are in the world, purposely choosing how you spend your next precious 24 hours starting right now, making the decision and the commitment to do it on purpose and with purpose, so that wherever you go, whatever you do, as you go out into the world, may you always, always bloom where you are planted and shine. Have an amazing week, and we'll look forward to talking to you next time. Bye, everyone.
Thank you for joining us this week for Empowering Women, Transforming Lives. Please tune in again for another edition with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter, next Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific on the Voice America Women's Channel. And join us for a replay of the show every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. Pacific on the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Have a beautiful week, and may you always bloom where you're planted and shine.